Good morning, artist in recovery slash LP. What the hell's going on with you, dude? Haven't heard anything for a while. You don't talk, you don't write, you don't email, you don't do shit. Except do your own crap. But you want us to watch you like crazy. I think you're almost just as bad as the Trump. I did that on you. It's 8:04 in the morning Friday. It's the 25th of April, 2025. And I heard stuff from the Independents concerning about Trump still wanting his parade. You know how much of a logistical nightmare and how much money we're talking about? I mean, it's already April, and he wants it in June. How fast could he pull this damn thing off? Did you ever look at the maps concerning about what he's got to be going through? The video I just did, it's going to be a long ass winded one. I didn't advocate Washington, D.C. This is a nightmare, and he wants to go down Pennsylvania Avenue, 4 miles, and demonstrate what kind of a president he is. What kind of a egomaniac he's running in his mind to everybody else. Don't you understand? We're dealing with the Donald Trump. Oh, it just makes my heart pitter-patter. Don't you understand? This is the Donald Trump, and we must obey him. If not, he won't be good to us, sir. Hmm. That being said, on that one there, dude. On that one. No, I was trying to go over the logistics. I mean, hell, if he wanted to get up from the Pentagon over to his desk, he's got logistical issues. And depending on what kind of equipment they want to roll. When are they going to be having issues with the damn roads? They're going to see AAA having an issue with everybody. Oh, a maniac. Absolute egotistical maniac. You know what's even harder than that? When you're facing your own damn 60th birthday and have to come up with a plan for that one to celebrate it. You know how I celebrated my 59th? Give me a second. Johnny balls. Yeah, getting older and worse. Lungs, junk. Not to mention in his throat, even worse. Haven't had any breakfast yet. Got food staring in front of me and I haven't eaten yet. No, so I was looking at my 60th birthday with dread. My 59th was quiet, was there, and I was dealing with my dog whining her head off. When she's asleep, I can get things done maybe, or just take it easy and just. But when she's active, oh God. At days, there LP, when you're dealing with a senior dog who wants everything out of you, and more so. Yeah, mine's that way. Texas Paul would go for cup coffee. Me, I'm just going for tea this morning. Coffee's getting too damn expensive. That's the thing I'm worried about is the damn tariffs happening. Some of the forecasters that I've been hearing, gloom and doom for some of the big boxes, including the ones that are doing the online. Wally World's one of them. What kind of shelf life are they going to be looking at for some of the food that's going to be disappearing? Remember what happened during COVID and around 2007, 2008? I know because I was during that time. Shit. I was in Wally World when we actually had the real estate bubble burst and the banks went nuts. Well, Shearer and Leeson, I don't know that. One of the major big boys for the lending. Shearson Lehman. Junk bonds or junk sales exploded. Banks tanked. We had to add the federal government to bail out AIG. Yeah, fun. Jamie Dimon was trying to be one of those big guys out there. Guy's been in the business for a hell of a long while. He ought to be. But, yeah, there we go. There we go. A strong cup of tea for coffee. Coffee's getting expensive. You know, coffee is one of the major imports that we deal with on a constant basis. You know, some of these restaurants are going to have issues concerning about supply issues. You want your coffee. I want my tea. They're imported. They're not manufactured here. They're not grown here in the United States. We don't have a tea farm. Well, it's not that I'm aware of anyway. Do we have a tea farm? I know we get it imported all the damn time. Different countries? Let's see. Ask the question on the infamous Google map. Okay. Is tea imported? Okay. Okay. Well, we got companies selling stuff, but where are they coming from? Okay. Where does from question mark? So, if I'm going over to Statista.com, 2023, it's good enough time. And then there's also worldexports.com as well. What do you think? Statista first. I just want to see something. I want to see where our food is being imported. Tea I drink on an irregular basis because coffee gets expensive and I have to limit my dry. And I have the big bulky cans to make cowboy coffee. Now I do the instant. Okay, so we got it from foreign countries, but where else do we have it from? USD come from? Well, let's see, mostly from Japan, India, Argentina, China, Sri Lanka, Taiwan, Canada, and the United States, United Kingdom. This was back in 2021. This is like a few years back before we had the tariff shit happening. This is during Biden's administration. But that's a lot of tea. If I want the Earl Grey, I'd be getting it from the United Kingdom. You think they're going to be still selling it to us? If I want something else from Canada, you think they're going to be selling it to us? To me? And how much of that would be, how much of that is going to be costing me down the road? So let's see about the world export, shall we? So I'm doing the Google search on this one here, dude. I just want to see how bad it's going to be for me shelling it out. I can go on DoorDash and see the local markets prices going up. I can also look at Amazon and see what's going on there. I've got so much crap on my screen, it's not even funny. DoorDash, I can go into the local store, into Albertsons, and see the tea prices. But I'm getting bulk stuff. I've already got bulk stuff, so now I got to stretch out the tea bags. I got to stretch that out. I got to do a few things on my computer here. Just bear with me. I'm going to be driving the memory crazy. It's going to be asking me, please, no more of this, please. Shut up, you shit. We're going to do this to you. No. Of course, my computer's going to be freezing up right now and giving me so much shit. No, but I like tea. I like a good cup of tea every once in a while, especially when I can't afford a damn coffee for breakfast. There have been times that I actually splurge by putting instant tea with my coffee bag and just, actually with my tea bag, and have a strong sense of caffeine. It's going to drive me insane, not to mention my cardiovascular. Blood pressure is going to be going skyrocketing. People would recommend me to drink green tea because it's so mellow and it's not caffeinated. I'm like, hell, if I'm going to be drinking my tea, give me my caffeine on the damn thing, all right? But I'll sip the damn thing. I'll just sip it slowly. There's a lot of heat coming out of this one. So I get a little taste here and there of sweet tea. Dumping it with a lot of sugar. You know where sugar comes from? Out of the country. Lemon juice, that comes in country. But the sugar, our sweetness, our sweet tooth, is coming from different countries, not to mention if we still have the sugarcane factories going up, or the manufacturing plants in Hawaii, that's a long ways to get sugar. I'll tell you that much. And it has to be, well, what can I say? I have to manage my sugar besides blood pressure and blood sugar stuff. Oh, by the way, um, this caught me by surprise, but I heard about the technology a couple of decades ago when I worked in the insurance field that they actually had a way of testing the blood sugar without pricking the finger. Now I know they were developing the technology. I wanted to get my hands on one of those kind of devices so I can get my uh, blood pressure tested without me going to the doctor's office and having a conniption fit. Johnny, are you diabetic? No. Let's go test it. Get you stagger here, just go whooshing, or get a razor blade and go slice. And then what I'm winding up is, all right, thanks a lot, Doc, for making me a cripple. You're welcome. Let's fix that, shall we? No! I'm bleeding all over the place, but thank you very much. I always hated that, having fingers poked and prodded. Just pissed me off. Bad enough to come out with the damn syringes and saying, John, how you doing today? Get away from me. Back, nurse, back. Back, lab technician, back. It's not going to kill you that badly. You want it back? It scares the hell out of me when that does that. All right. Try this one. I'm still looking at data from 2023 regarding the tea imports. Yeah, I'm coming back on that one there. Pakistan. United Arab Emirates, Russia, United Kingdom. Wow. Okay, so we do our own importing for stuff, but we do our own tea. Wait a second. I just learned something new. Okay. Where does U.S. tea? All right. Tea production. We'll go to the old Wikipedia. Okay, certain types of tea are being grown in the United States. Never been cultivated widely. They've kept one large plantation in South Carolina, Charleston. Small commercial tea gardens. Charleston Tea Garden in Wadmalaw Island, outside of Charleston, South Carolina, is the only large-scale tea farm with 127 acres. Smaller ones have got is Alabama, Hawaii, Oregon, South Carolina, and Washington. That's interesting. Recent productions. Yeah, Hawaii's been trying to grow theirs. But since we've already, well, let's see, with the decline of the sugar industry in Hawaii, now we get to deal with sugar from other places. Tea is a potential replacement crop back in 2003. What the hell? Oh, mother. Sugarcane and pineapple plantations were the largest employers in Hawaii. Now they're gone. Man, it just sucks. I say business is business. Yeah, but still. Hawaiian's Commercial and Sugar Company. HCCH. That depresses the crap out of me. That depresses the crap out of me. In order to get the sugar produced, it takes a hell of a lot of water and a lot of processing. Production probably issues. But also environmental stuff. Oh, they'll grow the commercial. They'll draw. You'll have tours concerning about sugarcane small time production. But we're talking about a massive production. Makes me more depressed about things like in life. I don't need to hear about how Trump is screwing things over left and right. It's during the ages that the stuff that we heard about and just took for granted, how much of that operation had changed climates, cultures, traditions. Um, Depressed about it. Sugarcane. It sucks. Um, Depressed about it. But tea production in the United States. I'm waiting for the system to let me get some PDFs for storage, just for depressing stuff to read. Burlington, Washington, from 2010 2016. We're trying to get 5 acres, but suspended. Labor disputes. Finger Lakes Tea Company out in upstate New York. Most of them died out back in 2015 winter season. We're importing our stuff. Mount Vernon, Texas, tried to do tea. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, expanded, but then suspended in 2017. We tried to do local in our country for tea production. This is going to be a very expensive cup of tea. Most of it is imported except for maybe the lemon juice. We may have a problem with that one there too. So I'm drinking imported stuff. When they said about the tariff situation, they're not going to be kidding on that one. And it still upsets me. Okay, so let me see about 2024. I'm boring the crap out of you regarding tea. Well, a lot of people are tea drinkers. They can't drink their coffee, they'll drink their tea. For me, I feel like I'm getting older and older on this stuff. Well, I feel like I am. Let me see if I can just get this PDF as well. I don't know why I got sidetracked on tea. I could have been sidetracked on coffee. I know what coffee is imported into the country. We don't have the environment. We don't have the growth. We don't have whatever kind of material we need to grow coffee correctly out here. And production costs over the damn thing. So enjoy your cup of coffee. I try to enjoy my tea. A little bit of water because of caffeine. A little bit of a swig. So, talked about Trump and his insanity. I was talking more about it in a previous video on that one. Trump's losing court cases left and right concerning about civil rights and everything else going on. Got to talk to you about that one there. Regarding the due process situation, I had been going over stats on this one. And apparently there had been, and I had forgotten this completely. Obama, deportation king. Second term, when he was campaigning for it, it was coming up left and right from the oppositions. I didn't make this shit up. I was reading some of this stuff and getting PDFs on this one, and that's what drives me crazy at this point. I saw a meme being passed around on Facebook. There was a connection to it. One guy who's blah, 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 about how bad us Democrats were. It comes down for due process and what kind of hypocrites. I wanted to challenge to that one, so I had to do some deep diving on it. When I saw some of the statistics coming back, Trump's getting close to those marks. He's still doing his mandatory bust in people's places and kidnapping people, or better yet, getting them on the streets. Bakersfield trembled when ICE rolled in. We had plantations out there with food ready to be picked up, but now they're not quite so sure if they're going to be if the harvest is salvageable or not because of lack of workers. The workers were in hiding from ICE. I don't know if they'll get back out there or not. I hope so. We got agriculture out here in Kern County, California, dude. It's all out in Central Valley. I haven't seen them out here because we don't have the day workers out here much. Palmdale, Lancaster would because people have construction needs or other things that they'll need the day workers. Word's already getting about. They happen to see any strange vehicles, they duck and cover and they hide. They also get picked up. Where else is that? Portions of Southern California are getting iced. Other communities are trying to back them off. So we're getting the raids. Pomona was the one I was thinking about. And they got raided last several days. So we got that going. Every time I keep hearing the Trump party trying to say something about this and that, they're getting their asses torn apart one way or another. And what pissed me off about the due process situation, we were screaming and yelling that we want these immigrants to have due process to slow the process down. Because we do have some of them actually having established work history. Trying to build up street cred so they can get asylum here. Maybe they can. Or green cards or something. We've gotten this fetish over immigration crap. It's not even funny. Hell, I don't even know why Obama went nuts over the damn thing in the first place. A Democrat went nuts on this damn thing, dude. And I'm pissed off about it. But I can't change the damn thing about it. The statistics are there. It's in records. So now they're giving shit to dear old Trump on this one. They are. So what we're dealing with things right now is we have to. I don't know what we have to. That's the problem. People are protesting left and right. We got the courts. The only way to keep Trump off his balance. Birthright citizenship. Dude. If you were still considered majority of Indian, Native American in your bloodstream, would you be considered of being kicked out of the United States? Serious, dude. Serious. They're white skinned. They're tall. But if you show people or tell people that you're Indian, that you're Native American, does that make you deportable? It's a hell of a question to ask, I know. I'm asking it. Because I'm not quite sure how it would be for the Native Americans who've been living here a hell of a lot longer than we have, getting kicked out of their own country. There have been reports earlier last year or this year about the Native American tribes having issues over it. I think the Dakotas were having major conniptions over it. That Dakota tribes were trying to discuss what the hell they're going to do about it. I mean, we still got tribes out in Arizona and New Mexico. Are they going to have conniption fits as well? Are they going to be picked up and kicked out into Mexico? Where else are they going to go? They're here. Trump and his goons can't do anything about it unless they want to be going crazy and say, well, you're not white European trash. You know, Steve Miller in his mouth going off on the deep end. God. We already knew that lunatic was a real nut job in the first election. In the first installment, not in the second installment. And he wants to go against the Constitution and the courts. He wants Trump to go against him. The U.S. Constitution. It's the same thing the asshole swore. Well, a lot of the assholes did. But now they want to go against the Constitution. They want to go against the U.S. courts because they can't get it their way. They get pissed off that their own situations are getting handed to them. The courts are handing their asses back to them on a silver platter. All chopped up in the bait, in the chum. Even RFK Jr. is having issues with the court systems. People are suing his ass. I hope so. That remark he made concerning about the autism? Oh, crap. What is with this asshole against autism and anything else that's not of him? Artificial dyes, artificial flavors. We don't need this. We need the natural stuff. We don't need immunizations. I'm sorry, we don't need the immunizations at this point over here. You have to go by natural immunization at this point over here. If you can't stand it, well, I'm sorry, but you know, your kid's dead. I don't care. I don't care about your kid dying at this point over here. Your baby died of measles. I don't care. Your baby died of chicken pox. I don't care. Your baby died of anything. There's no immunizations out there for you. You know, I don't know about my own kids, but you know, they're tough. They're strong. Wait, one of them died? Who died? Who again? I don't know. Grandkid? I don't know him either. You had better start having fun with this guy. Too much. I have barely begun on him. A walking, talking cluster twit. Oh, there's a lot of words I can describe him. But he doesn't have an ounce of medical knowledge in his brain. Well, I didn't know these things. I didn't know about these things at all. Yeah, I heard the interviews that he had. What a fucking nut job. This is what we're dealing with. Okay, enough of the tease. Get rid of that shit. Other than that, not much is happening today. I may keep in track of you. I don't know. We'll see.